Hi crafty friends, it's Tracy Hines, aka Nanner Bananer, and you're looking at this pile of stuff and you're wondering what in the world is going on. Well, I'll tell you. I'm working on my work area, cleaning it up a little bit, and I've got a ton of scraps. And I thought now would be a good time versus putting these in the leftover pile for my giveaway to make some clusters, small clusters, some maybe hidden paper clips, and little things like that. And at the end, I will show you what all we end up making, and it'll also be in the image that you see when you click on the video. This will be another long video, I'm sure, just because I have no idea where we're going from here. I just know I've got lots and lots of things here that are too good to just toss, and I do need clusters for this journal series, so I thought I would see what I could come up with, and you could take that ride with me. So let me make my little side piles here and get myself a workspace. Got my laces and things like that over here. All right. I just love this leaf paper that's left over from my last video. Love that. I'm going to definitely want to use that. This paper for, I don't know how you guys are, but like this paper inspires me. I want to make stuff with this paper. And then I had these offcuts from where I had cut up a masterboard, and I thought they might be cool to put like little eyelets in and make maybe some kind of a dangle with. We'll see what I end up coming up with. And then this is a longer one I can cut up, because like I've also got these where I cut out the churches. I think that could be really cute. So I've kind of got that in my head as an idea of some things to maybe make. And I've got some stamps that I had pulled for a make and didn't use. And I'm really bad about not wanting to put things back how they are found. Okay, so this was in the book that this leaf paper was in, just in a page, and it's old. Like I said, this was from the 1800s, but it says, well, I'll show it. I can't pronounce that name, but it says Brothers Importers, and then it has a street address, New York. I thought about scanning this, but boy, I wish I had more. I would scan them to cut them out if I had more, but I'm gonna maybe use that too. All right, and then I have these extra little faux cabinet card people too, in case I want to use those. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. I paused the video to bring more things over that I thought about as I was going through this stuff. So I got some bulb pens, and I have this hat ribbon. I might as well throw it over here as something to use and get inspired by. And then I recently got this in the mail from an online sale. And to be honest, I have not shared this seller with you guys. She was brand new to me, and I wasn't real happy with how everything came packaged. So I probably am not going to share her just because of that. But I do like the items, but there's some really old vintage items here, and yeah, we'll see what I can get into with this stuff too. So I thought I might as well bring it over, try working with it, and see what I can do, get myself into. Isn't that cool? I will not go with this series, but all right. And then I thought on this thread, I love these wooden, love these wooden spools, but I definitely want to use some of this. This is neat. Look at that old vintage lace. And then I thought I could, like, you know how you wind thread up and can sometimes use it. I thought that was maybe something I might do. So I'm going to have these sitting out. Plus they're pretty to look at. Maybe not these two, but those I will, the wooden ones. Okay. So first things first, this ought to be interesting because there's not much room to work. But let's see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. I do want to cut this down to get more of this thinner, because this inspired me to make some bulb pins. So I want to cut this down. This is 1 inch, so I want to make some more 1 inch strips. Let's see here. How big is this right now? This is 2 inches, almost, not quite. So we'll do one at 1 inch, and then if we think the other one's big enough, we'll use it as well. All right. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, and then how long is this? This is 3.5 inches, and I liked that length as well. So let's do that. Although if I did 3 inches, I'd get 4. Maybe we should do that in this idea of getting more out of it. We'll try it and see what we think. That's not always the best idea because, you know, that 3.5 is what really inspired me. So we'll see what the impact of that decision is. All right, and then I'll just cut this one with my scissors because I am really loaded up with stuff. I know some people do not like seeing a messy desk, so hopefully it doesn't upset anyone too badly. I apologize if it does. I'm trying to get my work area cleaned up and needed a moment of creativity and want to do something fun for a little bit. Have you guys ever done that, like started cleaning up your work area and all of a sudden you see a few items that really inspire you and it's like you have to stop and create? All right. So I've got these. That's definitely part of what I'm wanting to use. And then I thought these would be cool to use in it too. Little church names. Let me see if I can clear this center part off a little bit better. I can set it off to the side. And I apologize for clearing my throat every little bit. I have seasonal allergies and they are taking a toll on me a little bit. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. I'm sure that wasn't a pretty picture. All right, here we go. Anything that needs sewed, I will probably save to the end and sew it all at once. That'll probably be how I do that because I have my sewing machine out and on, but because of how much stuff is on my desk, I don't know how easy it would be to get to it. We'll see. I might be able to bring it in on this corner. All right. So this is where I want to lay out this first layer that I'm liking. I like it like that. No, there's more than that. Over here they are. Okay, I was like, okay, where's my stuff at? I just had it. Okay. All right, so let's see, how many is that going to make? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's perfect. All right, so there's that. And then I'm thinking these would look cool with it. So I like that with it. Do we want this to be like that? I think so. I also like it with the words going all one direction. So that is all of that. But now I have two cards I didn't use because I didn't like the images too much in them. I'm gonna cut this one off and use it on this one. Do it like this or like that. I don't know. Which way do I like it best? Like that, I think. Okay. And then I have another one. And I don't feel like I need to ink any of this because this stuff is so vintage and old the way it is. Okay. I love the light and the dark from this masterboard leftover stuff. It's so cool. And then I've got these little bitty ones here too. I might do something with, like use maybe something like this on the little ones in the background. That would be cool. I like that look. So that would let me get a few more little pieces out of that. This one's longer, so I would need to cut it down. Yes, I would. That shouldn't be an issue though. Let me just go ahead and cut it down. Look, I was going to put all this stuff in the trash or put it in my leftover things. And I'm going to have some really cool little pieces of ephemera, I feel like. All right, let's keep these going the right direction. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that out there because, hey, I might be able to get a few more out of it that way. And I will cut these off. Once I make these little, so the video doesn't get so ridiculously long as I'm trying to make all the things, I'll maybe stop this video and then turn it back on again to make another video out of more of the scraps. Maybe that's a good idea. I don't know. We will see. We will see. All right, let's keep that there. I have some like tissue type paper that would be cool, I think, in this. Now, whether I use it in the background or what, that I don't know. All right, I think those are probably pretty good the way they are. That's not inspiring me at all. Maybe some lace would though. Should I put some pieces of lace on these? These were tea dyed and the tea bag busted. If you're wondering what the little bits of things are on them, that's what they are. Okay, so here's that. I like the lighter colored ones too. Okay, we're not going to do all dark because I like the lighter ones. They're prettier. Let me cut some of this off. So when I think Victorian journal, I think pretty. What do you guys think? When you think in here Victorian, do you think pretty? Do you think shabby? I think a mixture would be good. That way if I put more than one of these in a journal, it'll still look good. I do think these need to have some whiter pieces on them. So right now I'm just basically auditioning some bits of lace on these to see, do I like the lighter lace? Do I like the darker lace? That sort of thing. And definitely kind of like the darker lace when there's a bright white piece of paper. Kind of like that. So let's see if I've got any more darker lace. Plus I need to find a way to use these up because I'm not, I thought they'd just be so perfect, but honestly I'm just not in love with them. And this is just a teeny tiny little piece, but it's cute because look, it has like a little rose on it. Wouldn't that be cute on some of these? Maybe like, okay. Oh, I like it. I like it. All right, let's see if I've cut them too short already to where it's not gonna work. Don't think I have. Do that. Cut this piece off, and then I could have that on there like so. That piece on there, I like that. I wonder if I did that for these too. So I feel like this one in particular could get used on one of these because it's long enough. Let me trim that. And I'm using a piece of lace that I might otherwise never have used. Yeah, I like that. Let's put this piece here. Guess they'll hang out and do different things maybe. I don't know. Just not a huge fan of that music in there on that one. Okay. I feel like it needs something else on that one. Maybe one of these little things would look good. Maybe that would look good. I like that, pretty good. All right, so now does everything have stuff on it or no? And if it does, do I like it? And let's see if I've got any more of those little tags because I did like how that looked. Yes, I do. Got one more, perfect. See, this is that digital faux cabinet card, and I'm cutting this off to use like a little bitty label like thing. Doesn't that look good though, layered like that? I love that. All right. Okay, I think we'll just put that there. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. It doesn't have to be my favorite. Now I want to put eyelets in and put a bulb pin in, I think. Do I like them better without that or with it? All right, let me just do one here and then we will decide what we're thinking on that. Okay, I just thought of something else too because, you know, I've become obsessed with my little antique stamp, and I think on some of the ones that are plainer, I'm going to stamp a little something something on them. Yes, I am. All right. I have used this so much, it's crazy, and I'm in love with this stamp. Love it. Absolutely love this stamp. Everyone's going to be like, what's 85.90? I have no idea. Hopefully only good things. All right. Those, I won't put it on those. I think these little ones like this, I like the idea of it being on there, except for that one. That's handwriting. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's cool. These long ones that are 3.5, I could put one at the bottom. There's enough of a overhang there to do that. Okay, hopefully that's not too much. I like it. Okay. So I need to punch some holes, get some eyelet, get some bulb pins, and then I had an idea for how to attach some buttons too. I want to do one of these plainer ones that I'm just not 100% sure about how it looks and what I think of it. And we will go from there. All right. Use some of these brass ones first. I'm seeing if I actually need to use an eyelet in these or not, because one of my ideas is to use these buttons and yeah, I have to use the kind that pop through though. Okay, that's a good one to use, I think. Just pop that through there and pop it through here. Do you see what I'm doing there? And then I'm going to do that. I can still put it on a page, but doesn't that look cool? That's one thing on these buttons, especially the ones that are antique and vintage that have the metal loop in the back, because if they're the newer ones, you can just side cut it off, the plastic ones. But doesn't that make a cool little dangle by putting that button on there? So I really, really like that. That's going to be the route I go. Also, it saves my eyelets. I have quite a few of the eyelets, but I don't like to waste my supplies either. Okay, I don't think I need those. All right, let me get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Whew, that's a lot. 1, 2. Well, what I don't use, I'll put back in here. So there's one done. Let me do my next one. This is so much fun. I love making little dangles, don't you guys? They're so much fun. So that'll be interesting because there's not a huge layer there around the circle, or a huge margin around that circle. So I need to decide on a button. There's a button. Oh, that's a screw. That's not going to work. Okay, here's a button. And I'm not going to try and take off, because this is how you would put it on your like lapel. I'm not sure how these come off, so I'm not even going to try. It's just going to be more hardware is the way I look at it. More hardware. But if someone does know how to get those off, leave a comment. Because I have a lot of old military buttons that have that on there, and I know what it was originally used for, but I cannot get them off, whether it's because they're so old they've I think it would look better if it wasn't on there. What do you guys think? Does it just add another piece of element, or I think it would look better without it. I don't like it. Hang on. I don't like it. Let's see if Tracy can get that off while we're on air. Let's see if it's possible. So if I squeeze this, maybe. It is not coming off. See, I think what they did is you would do this, and then that would sit that way in your buttonhole, and it would keep it there. Let's see if I have any that don't have them. I think most of them have them. I know I'm not going to be able to. All right, I'm going to pause you for just a minute and see if I can't go get my side cuts. All right, I brought some tools. This is my favorite tool for beading and stuff. It's got side cuts, but it's also got like these tools on the things. Highly recommend this. I've got it at Hobby Lobby. But this is not one of my better quality ones. So let me see if I can side cut this off of here. That would be awesome if I can. Oh, yay, success, success. Wonderful. I like that a lot better without the dangly thing hanging down. So if you have any old buttons with this little loop on it, this is an idea of a way to utilize using them. Just keep in mind. Keep that in mind. Oh, I feel like I'm all thumbs. Okay, there we go. Let's make another one. How fun is this? I'm really loving it. I'm loving it. There's that. So now that I've done that, I don't like the white on there anymore. So let me get one of these tea stained ones instead. I think that looks better. And that's what it's all about when you're making little things like this and embellishments, is auditioning items. If you don't like it, try something else. That's one thing nice about having scraps on your desk. You've got little things around you to try. All right. This is so cool. I'm going to keep making these. I'm going to try and get these all made up in this video, and then this will be part 1, and then I'll do a part 2, and I'll do that because these videos are going up next week, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we'll see out of the little bits on my desk how many things I'm able to make. That sounds like fun to me. That sounds inspiring to me. So I'm about 2 weeks into making these train journals. And like I said, I'm overwhelmed with scraps and bits from offcuts and parts I've cut off in making things. And I'm sure if I'm having that issue, everybody has that issue when they're making stuff. So this is just an idea of how to use up your scraps in a way that you don't feel like you're just wasting them, because these are gorgeous antique items. I mean, I know to most people, they're probably not worth anything, but to us, we just see this stuff and we just geek out. And then we really geek out when we're using our scraps and we end up making something really cool. And I could use brass too if I wanted, considering the buttons are brass, but I will just use that brushed antique finish on these. Oh, I'm so glad I found a good use for those. I was beginning to think they were not going to be a useful item. That would be a fun video too, I think, which, you know, I do give away my leftovers in my wrap series, but I think it'd be fun to see what makes the cut into that and what doesn't and why. Navy doesn't really go with this. I don't think I want to do that one. All right, let me do this. Hopefully I've got enough of these brass ones. This one I might be able to get off. I can see how that one goes on there. Or I don't know if it's a newer one that someone put on or if it's just a newer button. Let's take a look here. Tools that you have to have around you on your creating desk is definitely like pliers and needle nose and things like that, or have them close by to where you can grab them. They are a very useful tool. And if they have a side cut, even better. I love this button, but again, it's not an actual, it's a screw though, but I think I could probably make that work actually. I love this button. Which one? This is my favorite paper one. So let's try using this big US one on this one. And I need these. So let's put that through there. Lots of layers, and then let's screw this back on. I think that'll work if I can get my fingers to move the way I need them to move to be able to do this. All right. You know what though? I don't think that's going to be able to be glued down, not glued, but attached easily, because there's not a whole lot of room there. Let's see. It's a really cool button though. I love it. There's that. I was trying to put that on a page. Would it be enough? I might be able to. I'm going to leave it because I do like it. Let me loosen that just ever so slightly. All right. We'll see. I don't know. I really like that one. I think I'm not going to use it because it's taking it from something I love to just something okay, because I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to use it the way it is. You can always save this for a military album. All right. The navy ones I don't want to use. Here's one I can use. Yeah, even if you have buttons like this and you don't want to cut that back piece off and you're like, you know, when I try using them, they hang funny. By putting them through a piece of paper or an item that has a hole in it, it stabilizes them. And then you can put your little bulb hook on there. And then it's really nice looking, I think. That's much better. Okay, I'm going to pause you for just a minute, finish these up, and then I can show them all to you. All right, they are all done. I ended up using 2 of the navy buttons just because I do not have enough of these brass buttons, but I love them all. And this came from a pile of scraps that if I wasn't doing YouTube and the journal series where I put my leftovers away to give away as a giveaway, would have ended up probably in the trash. So think about your scraps in a different way when you see them. Maybe just put them in a pile and see where your creativity takes you. So I'm going to call these button dangles in my Train to the West journal series. Don't forget to keep it cute, keep it crafty, keep making something out of nothing, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!